With us on our show this morning, and on this segment we are discussing youth inclusion in policy making. There's no saying that there is a rapid growth in the population of young people, and it is essential to make sure that their voices are heard and represented in shaping policies that impact their lives and the future of our society. So joining us this morning to have this discussion is Abiodun Adebosin. He's a passionate public speaker, youth advocate, and Bi-Analyst who has been at the forefront of driving youth engagement in governance. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I also have with us here Toba Dosunmu, a change maker, strategist, and brand expert who has consistently championed innovative solutions to youth inclusion and empowerment. You're also welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So we'll begin this conversation by first understanding your perspectives on the current state of youth inclusion in Nigeria, most especially here in Lagos. So how would you rate the representation of youth in Lagos State?
All right.
For policy making, sorry.
Okay, ma. All right. Thank you so much, ma. Looking at Lagos State as the number one state in West Africa, not just in Nigeria, I would say the Commissioner for Youth, Mubolaji, has been consistently trying his efforts to ensure, there's inclusiveness. I've seen him, driving sort of youth initiative at the forefront before now, even before 2025, in the likes of the Ibile Youth Academy, the likes of the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy, done by the governor, among other initiatives. So, sincerely, Lagos State, remains a standing example, and they remain a shining beacon towards, a greater growth of youth in Lagos State and in West Africa.
Okay, Abiodun, what is your own assessment of youth representation here in Lagos?
Honestly, you said it all, but to be sincere with you, when we're talking about youth representation, it's not just about youth representation.
It's about the impact.
It's about the impact. Are they giving us the forefront to actively participate in politics, in policy dialogues, and more? But we can just move on. I have a lot to say.
Okay, I'm going to take you on that. I said most youths in Lagos or in Nigeria feel that their voices are being, are not really paid attention to. So what steps can be taken to ensure that the youth, their input, translate, that's about making impact, translate into tangible policy changes?
Okay, when we're talking about that, let's highlight something. We have what we call youth. So I would love to break it down.
Define who the youths are?
Yes.
Or what?
Because basically, let's say the youth are taking like 65% in Lagos State currently. And we're talking about the youth.
In Nigeria?
Yes.
And even in Nigeria?
Even in
about
Nigeria.
70%.
Yeah. So when we're talking about the youth, the T in the youth is like technology as a tool. So we, the youth, once we are using our technology as well, to be honest, because social media is a platform that we've been leveraging on, and to be honest, in the previous election, it has paid well for us, both Twitter, LinkedIn, and the likes. So what I would just say is that aside the technology everything, the government, particularly, they should do a reform in the sense of like, I won't say, for instance, okay, if I want to aspire for a position in Lagos State, one of the things that was destabilize me is the fund to even get a ticket.
Getting funds for...
So no matter how we tell them how we feel, no matter how we try to participate, include ourselves in the governance, we are not chanced, there's no fund to even get this ticket of a thing, to even aspire what we desire. So that's it.
You have something to say about that?
Yeah, definitely. Looking at what my fellow brother said, of course he's right. But, one thing I realize about leadership or youth engagement is you know, you have to start somewhere. They need to see something about you. For example, I was the president of the Ikorodu Student Association, and you know, I did a lot of things, and you know, I would not need to mention it here because by the time I start mentioning, we might not, you know, leave here on time. But one thing I realized is after my leadership stewardship, so you know, I realized that you know, my chairman, Ikorodu local government, have to tell me that my brother, you can't leave this office without not, you know, continue to be here. So we have to give you an appointment. So you know, all these things accumulate together. You know, he is not the only one seeing it. We have several individuals, we have several prospect persons that are looking up to, you know, what you guys are doing. So by the time they can see that much things in us, they can always invest. For example, if you know I'm a candid person and I have so much, you know, honesty in managing your funds and everything, I'm very sure you'll not be scared to give me 1 billion to manage for you. Okay. You know, all these things accumulate together, and it accumulates what makes us to become an exceptional leader as a youth. Because, you know, there's a saying that looks like, okay, youths they are into cybercrime, they're into all this, you know, but I still believe they are great youths, they are amazing youths. There are a lot of youths with so much potential. In fact, we've not even discovered anything, we just get started. And by the time Lagos State government get to discover more, you know, there will even be a talent hub for youth in Lagos State. And well, Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been trying a lot, you know, when it has to do with creativity and innovation. You know, I've seen a lot of initiatives over the years, especially the one of 2024. I see Lagos Shopping Festival. I see the art and culture, you know, hub. I see the digital tech hub, and also the Senator Abiodun Innovation Lab as well. You know, all these things, you know, it showcases that our government or the leadership of Lagos State, they are very, very concerned about the growth and development of the youth. And I'm very sure in coming years, there will be so much more to celebrate and to, you know, expect more.
I'm going to take us back to your response to what he said earlier, what Abiodun said earlier. Abiodun said, you know, to get into a political office, you know, you need funds. And you also said, no, okay, to make an impact, you just have to start from somewhere. So now, as a strategist, you know, and brand expert, how do you think youth can leverage branding and communication to position themselves, you know, properly so that they can make valuable contributions in governance and also policy making?
All right, so basically that starts all the way from, you know, our talent. You know, as an individual, we have a special talent in us. So the talent is an enabler for us. You know, God has created us, God has given us a special talent to ensure every individual stands out. And that is where the branding part comes in. You know, by the time you realize that you're very good at furniture, you're very good at shoemaking, you're very good at, you know, design or, you know, any other, you know, skills. These are the ways to project yourself. And, you know, I remember recently I handled a project with the SSA to the governor on the spot. You know, it is on Keep Fit Lagos Festival. So the Keep Fit Lagos Festival is a project that has to do with the fitness of Lagos State's, you know, residents and indigents. So, you know, basically, they usually have this series every month just to ensure every Lagosian keep fit. And, you know, at the end of the day, they look at it around and say, okay, who can help us handle the grand finale of this Keep Fit Lagos? If I have not, you know, be outstanding and showcase myself that I can handle this over time, they will not have called me. As a matter of fact, I was even having a project in Ikorodu called the Ikorodu Student Week that took me a week. But they have to like wait and hold on that, okay, this guy will be the one to help us manage it, in spite of everything. And my brother there, Ola Shot, was the one that recommended me for the job through the SSA. So, you know, all these things accumulate on what we can do because, you know, just like the saying that looks like, what can you bring to the table? You know, if you can't bring to the table, so, you know, what's the essence of the table? So, you know, all those things, you know, it requires that if you don't have anything that you can also add or a value that you can input, nobody can have you on the table, irrespective of how you look, how beautiful you are. You know, what matters is, you know, what is inside of you.
What is inside of you.
So that's it.
So this is a general question for both of you, but I would like Abiodun to start. On October 1, 2024, President Tinubu, in his independence broadcast, you know, announced plans for a 30-day National Youth Conference, and a month has been named for that conference, but I'm not sure if we have a date for
Specific
that.
date for
Yes,
it? I'm
there's
not
a
sure.
date. No, but
I'm not sure.
but February has been assigned for that conference. So how do you think this would impact on the agitations of the youth?
Okay, honestly, I would say it would, because
To
basically
go a
me,
long way?
myself, I
How?
reckon in the president.
Okay.
And he has been a great leader and he has been doing well. So what I see in him is that he's bringing youth into the governance. And for him to know that 65% of people in Nigeria is covered by the youth, which is the strongest, the
The loudest.
No, the strongest,
Okay.
the loudest
Yes.
demographic in Nigeria currently is the youth. So way back to October 1st, 2020, at the NSAS, they saw what happened. They also saw what happened. It was massive, and they were scared.
This was what
honestly.
awakened their conscience.
It awakens their conscience. And I believe in him, and I know definitely he's going to impact positively in us.
The 30-day proposed conference, do you think it's too long?
Well, I think for everything, for every purpose, there must be a process.
Sure.
And for everything that needs to be achieved, needs a gradual plan. Having that looks like we are having a prototype of what it looks like towards achieving a particular goal. So him having that 30 days looks like he wants to envision what it will look like. And I would say that's a people-centric strategy, because, they are not focusing on the leadership of the House of Rep or the senators alone. They are looking at the grassroots, which is very, very important. So, and one of those things I'm always, feeling aggravated for at times is people don't even know the responsibility of their governor, of their senators, of their House of Rep.
They don't even know who
Let's
their
come-
local
let's
government.
come to the
Let's come to the
grassroots.
grassroots. Let's start from the
Of even
grassroots.
their local
Yes.
government chairman.
Do they even know who their local
We are
government
going
chairman
to
is?
chairman. Let's start from the councillors.
Council. Okay, we are going to the grassroots. Let's start from there.
So it's very funny that you see someone telling you that, this show, this is not Toba that's supposed to come and fix it. And you're like, So you expect...
So education is key.
You expect that man to all the way come down to Abuja to fix a road in a CDA, in a community development
Not even a
area.
federal road.
It's not even a federal road. So there are a lot of things that needs to be orientated. And, I appreciate Lagos State government for trying their best, because, of course, you will see Lagos State having a series of, engagements and projects just to ensure these people have more knowledge. That's the reason why you're seeing people want to, force themselves to live in Lagos, because they know if it's not Lagos, it is nothing. So Lagos State remains the numero uno, not in Nigeria alone, but...
This is the second time we are mentioning this numero. You truly believe in Lagos
The
State.
economy, I think we are fifth in Africa.
Fifth
of
largest.
course, definitely.
Nigeria is number one. Lagos as a state is put in the fifth.
Yeah. And we have a lot of things that we are topping in the world and in Africa. One of them is, Lagos State owns the largest rice mill in Africa. Largest. So, and also, we also own, there's a particular...
Are you a brand ambassador for Lagos?
He's wearing the cap. actually, so
I can see
I
the
don't want to say
cap.
much. I don't want to
proud
be an
Lagosian,
activist.
And, of course, I have to promote my state in spite of any,
Sure.
any anomalies or any shortcomings that may be there. At least there's growth, there's development. Not unlike other states. I'm not saying other states are not doing well, but they keep seeing Lagos as a shining example towards achieving their goals, towards also visionarying the kind of thing they wish to be in the next few years. Okay. So.
Both of you just identified a major challenge, which is awareness and education of, governance in Nigeria and, of course, Lagos. When you said, somebody is saying, why is Tinubu president not
doing this road for us?
So as youth advocates and, of course, change makers, what steps have you taken in order to ensure that, the youth are educated, they're sensitized on what governance is really all about?
Okay.
Who's starting? Okay, Abiodun, you start.
All right. For me, you made mention of a BI analyst. I'm a business intelligence
BI,
analyst.
yeah, BI.
So as a data analyst, I try to pave my own way in my own. I think you should understand that. So I've hosted series of training for free when I volunteered at Ministry of Youth and Technology, Ministry of Youth as a data analyst. So I volunteered there for 6 months. So while I was volunteering, after my volunteer, I sent out a cohort list for people to join a free
The free
tech
training.
program,
Okay.
data analytics.
So what was the turnout like?
I got like 40 people.
Oh, fantastic.
So I did 40 people. The commissioner is aware of it. So I explained everything to him. I just want a situation whereby data is life. So far you have a good data with you, you have this good source of information, you will understand what's happening in the diaspora, you will understand everything. Once you are getting a negative, I won't say negative, let me just put it that way, a negative data, a false information, definitely you judging is out of it. So I started with implementing some things because basically if you're a tech entrepreneur, you must understand what we call the soft skill. How you get your data, the source of your data. We're not just teaching them how to analyze, how to visualize, how to storytell data, but we're also telling them how to source for information, which are the major information, I mean the real informations. It's not just you as a data analyst collecting information from someone. I heard the governor is supposed to be the one to do this road. I heard so is supposed to. But when you are enlightened and you understand what data means, the importance of data, then you won't be able to judge anyhow without getting a good information with you. So me leveraging on that part as a data analyst, I did volunteer in different LASEPA, Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Youth. I volunteered without collecting a dime. I can say it anyway.
So that is your own contribution?
That is my own contribution. And I make sure all these 40 people, I take them on soft skill for them to understand that let's put data into governance. Let's put data into policy making. Let's understand our scope very well. Because once we don't understand the scope of data, the scope of information about this policy making, we be the one to judge these people, to judge our politicians. Because there's a saying that they will say that politics is a dirty game. I don't always believe in that. I believe it's your personality. You yourself, if you are dirty, you are dirty. You into politics or not. If you're a dirty person, you are dirty. If your reputation is bad, it's bad.
Look, I won't separate politics from youth advocacy and sensitization and training. Is it every youth that wants to go into politics?
Not every youth wants to go into politics, but honestly, in this life, you can't do without politics. Even in your home, no matter what, you can't do without politics. Politics is life. So even if you are running away from it, you don't want to govern, you are seeing the loopholes that, okay, this thing is bad.
There are other ways you can make yourself, heard without, venturing into politics.
Hey, there are other ways you can do it by impacting in people, right? So if you are impacting in people, there are these people that are speaking for us at the higher level, which are the politicians, that are representatives. But if you notice that your voice is not heard, there are some things that you need to do.
So you have to join them.
You have to, if you want to change them, you must join them. You can't keep on complaining.
Okay. Latif, I asked, when we're talking about sensitization and, of course, awareness of what true governance is and what steps, you have taken as a change maker and also a youth advocate. What steps have you taken in ensuring that our youth are well educated about governance?
According to UNESCO, we have about 1.2 billion youths, which accumulates 60% of the youth in the world. Looking at these statistics, it showcases that by the time we don't carry the youth along, there's a lot of things that will be missing. And for me, as an individual, over time, I've, instigated a lot of initiative at the past. One of them is green activity. I think I've once mentioned it in one of my live program as well. So this green activity was an initiative to ensure individuals are being empowered in the creative industry. So the creative industry and the digital part of the industry as well, like the tech, the website design, graphic design, videography, content writing, things that has to do with creative skills. And I can tell you for sure that this particular initiative is in university as I'm speaking to you right now. And it started for me in the year 2020. It was bettered out of the time of, the COVID-19. So through my own knowledge as a digital person, I was able to empower several youths and young people across Africa. I was able to empower people from Rwanda, Kenya, different countries, Sierra Leone and all that. And, we are still friends and they are still doing exceptionally well. And, if I can do that even while I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, why can't we, or why can't other youths do that as well? So there's still chances for us to always help ourselves and to always ensure that we are growing. And one thing that I think our young people need to notice, I realize that some of us, when we have opportunity, we like to hold it. But for someone like me, I always have the urge to quickly share updates. I'm very, I don't waste time.
Okay, let's look at the role of social media now in empowering youth to engage in policy discussion. So from your experience, what role does social media play?
All right, so I realize that we're always having this Twitter space, always talking about governance, so it connects with people from different countries, so they get to speak about the engagement. And at times, there's what we call online engagement or online campaign. It will just showcase what the youth want, what they feel should be done as a youth or as a government. They will use that strategy. It does not cost them anything. It's just to do graphics and to post it online. So through the posting, I believe the governments are always seeing our stuff. There's one day, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was saying, I was laughing at so this man do see all these things. Yeah. So if Mr. President can see that, I'm very sure the governor will also be seeing that. Either through his aid or through any means.
I'm glad you raised that everything does not have to come in with abusive and insults, So from your perspective, Abiodun, yes. How can young people now effectively communicate their needs and ideas to decision makers without Bumekpa style?
Okay, let me just tag it, Bumekpa, for instance. So if you want to communicate your needs, there are ways to it. You can't come to the social media and...
Some are just generally rude, especially that Twitter.
Twitter is like...
savage.
The way they savage themselves, you'll be like, have you guys known each other for a while or why? But honestly, if you want, there are ways to it. It depends on your approach. So the way you approach me matters. Okay, for instance, I'm holding a position and I'm doing something wrong. And you want to chip in an idea that, okay, you want me to bring on this initiative and you want me to be accountable for it. You want me to monitor it and you want me to evaluate it. It's of different ways.
Okay.
I can't do everything alone. So you definitely need to bring on your idea. There are ways you are going to bring it. Maybe submit a proposal. Come online. If you want to post, don't tag, how will I put it? Don't post with, sorry to say, that latest trend. Yes, there's no need for that. So if you want to, the approach matters a lot. It depends on the approach.
Okay.
All right, so following what my brother has said, there's what we call 3 C's of Aluta in unionism. Consultation, consolidation, and confrontation. By the time we're thinking of an idea or something, we need to consult, we need to reach out to people that are more experienced than us and ask, sir, ma, what do you think about this? Do you think by the time I take this decision, will it boomerang? Will it add effects to the lifestyle and everything?
Okay.
You want to add up something?
Yes, but honestly, I remember something. In this Nigeria, you see that consultation, confrontation, we won't do it. Consolidation, we won't do it.
Is that confrontation?
They will start from that.
Confrontation that
immediately and go to confrontation immediately.
Why do you people? I'll call them you
because we believe we have the power.
Yeah.
And sometimes power drives some people crazy.
Oh, thank God you know that.
Yes. So continue, don't worry.
Continue, Latif.
So, you know, all these things, they are things we learned during unionism, and it's going to help us by the time we get to the real politics of the government. You understand? So, and in fact, it helps in lifestyle because, for example, if I'm in an environment, I don't know the environment very well, and I meet you on the road and I say, ma, how do I get to this place, to this place? So it is still under the 3 Cs, which means I'm still consulting. You. So, you know, in fact, it is even beyond unionism, it's beyond leadership. It is lifestyle. So if one doesn't have that etiquette, I might not be here today. If I'm someone that usually confronts you, you will say, you know, all these things is very necessary and it's part of soft skills. Okay. Because if you can't manage your emotions, there's a lot of things
it's a disaster for you in the future. So Abiodun, what do you think now that policymakers can now do to create a more what's it called now, inclusive environment for youth? Yeah.
The only thing they can do is just to bring in more youth to make decisions.
But bringing in more youth in Lagos State, I don't think that is really the issue. It's, you know, we said it earlier that, you know, the impact they are making.
I have my reasons.
Your reasons. Okay, go on.
Because basically when we're talking about this thing, we know, let's just delve into grassroots. Okay. For instance, I'm from Ekpe, and I stay in Odiolowo, Mushin. So now...
2 poles apart.
Yes. So this is it. We in Lagos, we are looking at, okay, majority of the youth are educated, majority of the youth, but they lack some skill. We lack some skill, like conflict resolution sometimes. The way we approach things are always Yes.
It's fight.
So there are some things we need to understand. I don't know how they are going to do it. Maybe they are going to do a sensitization program, and I know governor has been doing a lot. The Ministry of Youth has been doing a lot of programs. But what I notice is that the programs they're always doing is about tech program. They want to bring them to tech entrepreneurship. They want to teach them how to do this, how to do that. They need something like soft skill, like conflict resolution. Go to this grassroots, like, okay, this ward, maybe Odiolowo LCD or local government, maybe Yaba local government. There are youths that are representing them in those local governments. There are youths that are representing them. But, for instance, in my own Odiolowo now, we have at least, I don't want to say millions, there are thousands. Let me just say it like that, thousands. And imagine one person representing our interest. No, I know what I'm saying. Imagine one person representing our interest. You can't expect the person to speak my mind. Normally, the person can't speak everyone's mind. It's normal. But there must be an avenue whereby 50% of the youth of that particular community will come together to tell the government what they want. I'm very sure this thing is easy for the governor to do. Okay, you are from Ikorodu local government, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, in Ikorodu, give us some people, youth that have the potential to meet with, you know, because you can come from your local government.
You can easily get that because you have mentioned something earlier about data. You know, if they're working with data,
then they can.
It's so easy to get.
So there are ways to it. Because if you can't meet them, you can't just judge them. They are not aware of some things that is happening in Lagos State. They don't know Lagos State is rolling out. Normally, you have to search for opportunities. But
education too is key. Awareness is also key.
Yes, but no matter what, not everybody has the access to meet people that are going to enlighten them, that are going to put them through the ways. Not everybody has the opportunity. I know my own environment in Mushin there. You can't expect, there's no big body inside that ghetto now. You understand? And there are some people, they want to explore, they want to go out, they want to do a lot of things. They are very, how will I put it, they are very energetic. They are positive, optimistic to do something greater. But they don't have the opportunity. They are not well informed. Though we are trying in the sense of like we are publicizing if you want to do any program, but we need to do more of the awareness. Okay. It's very, very important.
Okay, time is fast spent. We have to go. But just before we go, what message do you, Latif, this is for you. What message do you have for young people who want to make a difference in their communities?
It's all start from the leadership of the environment they are living. For example, the likes of the Honorable SSA to the Governor on Transport, Honorable Tony Aremu. You know, it was an individual probably I met at the grassroots. Understand? So for you to make impact, at least you need to meet people that are more experienced than you. You need to meet people that, you know, that are ready for you to learn under their tutelage. So, you know, there was a time he was having this initiative of having an ambassador, the transport ambassador across all LCD, all LG, just to ensure the grassroots and inclusiveness of governance is getting to those environments. If, for example, I'm in Ikorodu, and this guy is in Ekwe, and probably there are some other persons in other LG. So how do they want to report the information accurately according to what is happening over there? So, and if they are doing that, they're also making impact. They're also reaching the grassroots. And there's also this kind of synergy between the grassroots and the government. Just like what my brother said. You know, I think the governor has tried to have a media parley before. You know, the only thing is probably there should be something that happens quarterly within the youth as well. So probably it can also promote and project all these things we're trying to envision. Because by the time the people are seeing the governor, at least I can say this governor is even trying, sincerely, because I think over the time, maybe because I was younger though, maybe I shouldn't judge that way, because I'm just getting to the adult age gradually, so I can't say. So, you know, during those times, I can't even be able to see former governors and all that, but this period looks like it's looking easier to see the governor, to access the governor, to access the commissioners,
Definitely.
to see the essays, to, you know, it's not even something surprising to me
Because
anymore.
you have, you know, brought yourself out. You have
Definitely.
decided to make that change.
Of course.
Thank you very much, Abiodun Adebosin, public speaker, youth advocate, and Bi-Analyst, and also Lateef Toba Dosunmu, changemaker, strategist, and brand expert. And we've been talking about youth inclusion in policy making. Thank you for coming. We'll go on a short break now. When we come back, the conversation continues.